Hello and welcome Universe Mode. This is Raw. We are here for another edition of Raw following Armageddon, of course, one night removed from another colossal pay-per-view for the Monday Night Raw brand, and as you saw from the pictures at the start, there is so much to talk about on that pay-per-view. What happened last night, there is plenty to discuss, and indeed I think we will be discussing it here tonight, and we will be discussing the return of a certain someone in the main event as well, as the former United States champion Hirooki Goto goes one-on-one against the returning villain Marty Scurll. Scurll returned last night at Armageddon, stunned us all, and went right after Sting, the man of course who beat him for that World Heavyweight title. They will meet in the main event, but as we're starting off this show, it will be with none other than the former now Mr. Money in the Bank, Roman Reigns. Armageddon was a night about Roman Reigns, it ended up being. Starting off the show, defending his Money in the Bank briefcase against Randy Orton, and then choosing to play his cards oh so close to his chest by cashing in the briefcase at the end of the evening before the match with Tanahashi and Sting had even begun. And that was the downfall of the Roman Empire at Armageddon. It was a thrilling contest between himself and Randy Orton. There's no two ways of saying it. It was outstanding to witness. But the reality was very plain and simple. He wasn't ready. He was hurt. And once again, Roman Reigns proved that on the big stage, in that big match, he cannot win. Even with the Money in the Bank briefcase at his disposal, he squandered the opportunity, he wasted it, and as a result of it, he left Armageddon with no briefcase and no World Heavyweight title. That is the way that the cookie crumbles. And that is how it has gone for Roman Reigns. And it's just the way it goes. Reigns here tonight looking to bounce back with what will be his third match inside 24 hours as he looks to go one-on-one here tonight. I don't know the opponent, truth be told, but what I do know is that Reigns is in action nonetheless. Who will it be against, though? We shall find out in just a moment. I haven't heard any word, like I said, but you got to imagine whoever's taking him on is taking on a frustrated, pissed off, irritated, aggravated, whatever other word you could think of, in Roman Reigns, who has immediately gone to grabbing a microphone. Didn't waste any time as he wrapped up that entrance there. Grabbed the microphone and got into the middle of the ring. What is this all about now? What is Reigns doing here? Kicking off this show, and he is on about last night, saying it was a mixed bag. I'll be honest, I'd call it a total failure for Roman Reigns. He's apologizing for it, believing he could have removed the paper champion in Sting. Yes, that paper champion who pinned you in the middle of the ring. And as Roman Reigns says, he failed, and worst of all, he got pinned. Yep. There's no other way of saying it. Yep, you did. In his eyes, though, there is a bright thing to take away from it, and that is that he beat Randy Orton and sent him back to where he came from. But it's a new day dawning, and a new day means no challenges. And Roman Reigns wants to be someone who issues a challenge right here, right now, on Monday Night Raw. What, to Randy Orton? You want to face him again just to try and remove the... No. No, he doesn't. Roman Reigns wants to face anyone. Backstage in that locker room, he doesn't care to Roman Reigns who it is. If it's an upcoming star, a veteran, Roman Reigns just wants to face them one-on-one. So come on out, whoever they are. Wow. A great way to kick things off on Monday Night Raw following Armageddon. The frustration of Roman Reigns really being aired in its finest sense. No way! He is here. Bobby Lashley has arrived to Monday Night Raw. We haven't seen this guy in about 4 years. It was that long ago that Bobby Lashley left. And now, heading to the end of this year, he is back with an almighty bang to go with it. Wow, oh wow indeed. I don't think Roman Reigns envisioned it going this way. That's for certain. Bobby Lashley returns to Monday Night Raw. The former WWE champion is back. And he is facing Roman Reigns right now. My goodness. What an insane way this is to kick off this show. Roman Reigns would have probably been hoping for an upstart, trying to get an opportunity, hoping for probably a stagehand or something. But he's got the complete opposite. Bobby Lashley. This is astounding to witness. Lashley here back on Raw again and taking the fight, or at least attempting to take the fight to Roman Reigns here on Monday Night Raw. I didn't think I'd be seeing him again. I honestly didn't think I would see Bobby Lashley again in this universe. But he's back. One night removed from Armageddon. One night removed from a night that can go down in the history for Roman Reigns, at least, as one of the worst in his career. And look at Lashley taking care of things there. Deadlift power slam. My goodness. This is something else that we're witnessing right now. I cannot believe it. Bobby Lashley is back. And not only that, but he is overpowering Roman Reigns with ease here. Deadlift gut wrench powerbomb. And really this is going to be, if this goes the way that Bobby Lashley wants it to go, this is going to be the worst 24 hours of Roman Reigns' life. That Money in the Bank victory over Randy Orton will pale in comparison to everything else that happened. It will be forgotten in the annals of history, and only will the failures be remembered should he lose here tonight. He needs this win now more than ever. Has to be said, is there kind of a ring rust to Lashley within this universe? Like I said, it's been about 4 years since we last saw him. Does he have that going for him? His age now going to be an issue for Bobby Lashley. What is it going to be here that could cause him any problems that Roman Reigns could use to his advantage in this matchup? Well, if there are any, Lashley certainly isn't showing them, because he has come back with an almighty thunder to him, essentially. Look at that. Even got enough confidence in him to show off the guns in that moment. Lashley certainly not doubting his ability. Against the ropes, Roman Reigns has Lashley, though this has been a very back and forth contest from the start so far. Neither guy giving each other room to breathe, really. Hard clubbing blow from Reigns. Like I said, this is all about Reigns right now. All about Reigns trying to get the victory. Trying to stop whatever Bobby Lashley is attempting to create here tonight. Trying to stop the return of Lashley and make it once again about Roman Reigns. This is a must-win scenario for Reigns. If he loses this, then I truthfully don't know what is next for Roman Reigns. I don't know where he can go from here. I don't know what is left for Reigns. It's like he'll have exhausted all of his last opportunities should he lose here tonight. And this is something that just cannot afford to happen. And I got to question what state Reigns is in as well. Like I said, this is his third match in 24 hours. In the matches before this, he got busted open badly as well. So this is not exactly a walk in the park for Roman Reigns right now. This is a tough contest. But it was him who played his cards to his chest at Armageddon. No, sorry, not to his chest. Presented them, just left them out at Armageddon, and it was him who's done exactly the same here tonight. And if he loses here tonight to Lashley, then he won't have learnt his lesson at all. Look at that stalling suplex from Lashley there. Outstanding work from him, and now he goes into the turnbuckle, looking to load up Reigns. Spear! Oh, Reigns jumped over it. Spear by Reigns! And could some doubters be put to silence? No, Lashley kicks at it too. Any hope of a Roman Reigns victory right there was dashed away. And what it truthfully taught to Reigns is that I don't think he is in the right frame of mind right now. I don't think he's in the right state to head into this match and to walk out of it with a victory. I see it as Reigns weakened. I think Armageddon truthfully weakened Reigns in a way that he wasn't prepared for. And he is feeling the effects of it right now. And win or lose, he is going to continue to feel the effects of it. Look at the speed of Lashley there to pull off that gutbuster. Outstanding. I've been talking a lot about Roman Reigns in this match, I have to say, but I've got to give credit to Bobby Lashley where it's due. He's come back with an almighty bang. Superman punch by Reigns, however. Could that be the bang to end this? No. Another kick out by Lashley. I remember being pretty critical of Lashley when he was in this universe last time around. So far, so good for him. I have to say, he's been impressing me with his strength and a lot more of a wise knowledge within this ring of how to do what he needs to do for victory. Lashley, look at that chokehold spine buster there. Dominating power from Bobby Lashley. Oh, thrust kick into the gut, and you could see the wind coming out of Roman Reigns there. This is power now. This is a man around the same height, same weight as him, both around the 260 category if I had to guess, and Lashley is just manhandling him. And look at this now, to make it worse for Reigns, Lashley is just looking down at Roman Reigns, as if to say, you don't have it. You don't have it right now. Reigns, though, trying to fight back, sweeps the leg away from Lashley. Could this be where the fight back can boil over for Roman Reigns here? Does he have something? He did. Lashley caught it, and another belly-to-belly suplex. And another uncomfortable landing for Roman Reigns. Oh, here we go again. I was on about his strength, and this is outstanding. Lashley stalling. Perfectly vertical suplex to Roman Reigns. And now Reigns might well be done for. Take your spear, and Lashley raises one of his own. Spear from Lashley, and Roman Reigns is beaten. Bobby Lashley returns with an almighty victory on Monday Night Raw. Welcome back indeed for Lashley. And Reigns stands after the match. And look at that from Lashley. And would you look at that from Reigns? All the talk from Reigns about how Monday Night Raw was his. And he shakes the hand of the man who beat him. What does that tell you about Roman Reigns now? He knows where he is. He knows where he is at. And he knows his opportunity has passed him by. A very respectable gesture from Roman Reigns, no doubt. But now we get to a real talking point. What is next for Roman Reigns? Simply put, I don't know. I really don't. What I do know is it's time to move on here on Monday Night Raw, though, and I mean, that was an incredible way to kick things off, though. Just how Armageddon did last night with a great match. Monday Night Raw does it again there between Roman Reigns and Bobby Lashley. Lashley back on Raw, though, a huge acquisition for Raw. This roster becoming more and more star-studded by the minute. And speaking of stars, this is a man who had a five-star match at Armageddon when he went one-on-one against CM Punk. It was a joy to witness. It was a masterpiece from the start until the very end. Both guys head into that match, wanted a win. Only one of them, of course, could get it, and that one was CM Punk. Punk walked out the winner, but it's Daniel Bryan who's competing here tonight. Bryan saying that following that loss, he needs to do some soul searching for himself. He needs to realize what Daniel Bryan is, who Daniel Bryan still is to these people. And the only way he can do that is not by walking away for a week, not by walking around his house, not by going outside and learning something along those lines. No, it's wrestling in the ring. Bryan learns everything in the ring on Monday Night Raw. And that is exactly what is happening here tonight. He goes one-on-one against Jinder Mahal here. Great. So happy to see this guy in action again. But we have begun. And you can hear 24 hours after Armageddon, the crowd on the side of Daniel Bryan cheering him on. After what was a tough defeat to embrace, but it took 3 Anaconda Vices to finally get Bryan to tap out. Now the soul searching for Bryan begins. Now Bryan thinks about where he is at mentally, physically, and what he is capable of still achieving in this universe. Like I've said, Daniel Bryan has won all there is for him to win on Monday Night Raw. He's won the world title twice. He's won the US title twice. He's won the world tag team titles 3 times. There is nothing left for Daniel Bryan to achieve in terms of that regard for Monday Night Raw exclusively, but there is something that Daniel Bryan does have on Monday Night Raw, and it is undeniable loyalty. Bryan bleeds for Monday Night Raw every second he can. I talked about this last night at Armageddon. He's been here since day one, and he never wants to leave. You can tell that as well. Bryan never wants to go. He loves this place too much. And I honestly don't know how you would get Daniel Bryan to leave unless he was forced to. I don't think he'd want to be traded away. I don't think he'd want to. He'd have to go in like a draft or a loser leaves Raw match. It'd have to be something like that. Bryan couldn't leave this brand just normally. He loves this brand too much. And now I think Bryan, taking out his frustrations for last night's defeat to Punk, doing that soul searching on Jinder Mahal's face with that drop kick. And trust me, Bryan, I'm not complaining. Working over the arm of Jinder Mahal right now, standing down on it and stomping right on the forearm there. Mahal feeling the pain of that one, and he'll be feeling plenty of pain in this upcoming move. Bryan kicking away at the chest over and over again. Please don't stop. One in the head. And lifting Mahal right back up to his feet. No remorse being shown by Daniel Bryan right now. This is what Daniel Bryan's soul searching is all about. Finding what is so special about him. Finding what can make him that star that he has been more than once. And if that means beating up Jinder Mahal, then hell, he can do it about 5 times in one night, honestly, and I wouldn't get bored. Good counter there by Bryan. Running forearm as well. Mahal has been struggling in this match. What a shame. It's mad to think this time last year, Jinder Mahal was the World Heavyweight Champion. That was a nightmare, I think, for us all on Monday Night Raw. And I'm glad things have changed, I'll be honest. Great counter there by Bryan. And it doesn't look like Mahal will be getting any closer to another world title run. Yes, lock. Middle of the ring. Let's hear that noise. The noise of Mahal. Tapping out. Daniel Bryan wins. The soul search may still be ongoing for Daniel Bryan, but the victory has been achieved here tonight on Monday Night Raw. Listen to that. It doesn't matter what happens for Bryan. At his highest high or his lowest low, he always has this crowd on his side. The yes movement is always there for Daniel Bryan. And Daniel Bryan will always be there for the Monday Night Raw crowd. Easy win for Bryan, I think it's safe to say. Mahal never really put up a fight, and just goes to show he was never on the level of a world champion. Daniel Bryan is a true world champion. Speaking of champions, this next one should be pretty interesting. As the former World Tag Team Champions, American Alpha, are in action 24 hours after losing their belts. A lot of matches here tonight where people who lost something last night are in action, including the main event as well, of course, with Hirooki Goto. This one here is a great chance for both teams involved. I mean, like I said, American Alpha 24 hours removed from losing those titles to the Authors of Pain. And I mean, no offense to American Alpha, but they were destroyed. They never got out of that starting gate. They were never capable of taking control of Authors of Pain. They were never capable of being on the same level as Authors of Pain at Armageddon. They were, I don't want to say they were embarrassed because that's kind of rude, but they were so easily beaten. Now here tonight they take on TM61, also known as the Mighty. And this is a great chance for TM61 as well, you know, I mean, it's a chance to really try and get some names back out in the tag team division, because think about it, you're going to need every bag you can get, you're going to need every batch you can get going after the Authors of Pain right now. And Raw's tag team division certainly has that within it, that there are a lot of teams that could vie for those titles. American Alpha still is there. The Revival, certainly. Heavy Machinery's up there. The Ascension. TM61, I think, they might be on the cusp, but it's been a long time since TM61 picked up a win here. They always put on good showings, but they never get that win when it matters most, and that's the real difference maker for between a good team and a great team. And American Alpha here, though, as I said, they will be looking to bounce back from last night's fairly crushing defeat. It was decisive. There was no doubt in my mind that the Authors of Pain, when they won that match, they didn't get lucky. They didn't get a quick win. No, they earned that. They earned that by being the better team on the night. There's no doubt about it. American Alpha were destroyed. Now here tonight they look to bounce back against TM61. We've already seen, though, what could happen when someone tries to bounce back and it goes against them in Roman Reigns, but we've also seen it prove successful in Daniel Bryan. I think this will be closer to the Daniel Bryan Jinder Mahal affair than what it will Bobby Lashley, but I don't think you can doubt the opportunity for TM61 here. Unlike Jinder Mahal, TM61 are actually kind of talented. Just haven't had the chance really to excel and prove themselves. Brought in under former Raw General Manager Dario Ronaldo. TM61 have struggled in the about a year now they've been on Monday Night Raw. Haven't really had a crowning moment for them yet. American Alpha arrived not long after WrestleMania and immediately put their name out on the mark, really excelling and showing everyone why these guys were NXT Tag Team Champions for some 7 months. Great counter there by Shane Thorne. Great kick in the head as well. Let's see what can be done here for the Mighty's opportunities in terms of trying to get something going here against a tag team, of course, that much like Daniel Bryan could be doing some soul searching, could be trying to find what makes them so great. Great counter by Shane Thorne on the way down there. Absolutely incredible work. And tag is made now into Nick Miller. Great sweeping move there. Kind of like a fall of man from the Ascension, but without the big run up for it. I think I've just noticed, I think that is why we've been seeing scarce amounts of TM61. There's a knee brace on the knee of Shane Thorne. That wasn't there before, so I think Thorne must have picked up a knee injury at some point, I would guess. Took time off to recover it as well. Great work here by Nick Miller now, who's came in off the tag. On the top rope. You got to give credit to TM61 right now. They're looking pretty good in this one. Miller missed with that elbow drop tag and he made Gable coming back in. Jordan couldn't get fired up there. And he's the more of the, what's the word I look for, powerhouse of the duo. And he was struggling in that regard. Irish whip into the turnbuckle now. Good counter by Nick Miller. Big boot in the face there by Chad Gable. And an arm drag follows up after it. Gable trying to get things going here for American Alpha, no doubt about it. It was Jordan, I believe, who was pinned last night at Armageddon, so he may have something to prove, but he wasn't really proving it in that match. In this match right now, sorry. Armbar being applied here by Chad Gable. He's worked over the arm a little bit now. Going to look to try and get that tap-out victory maybe over Nick Miller. And Miller hanging in there. Good, quick jabs to get free. Could be another tag on its way to Shane Thorne right now. Let's see. Great counter by Gable. And Gable doing the right thing there, sending Miller as far away from Shane Thorne as he can. And on top of it, getting an added bonus. Tag made, in comes Jason Jordan. Atomic drop. Big boot. Good stuff from American Alpha there. See Miller instantly try to crawl to that tag into Shane Thorne. That was an error made there. But he has got himself back in it. Good work there by Nick Miller. Can't deny it. Quick arm drag as well. See what Miller will do now. I was going to make the tag into Shane Thorne, I believe. Oh! Like a donkey punch there from Shane Thorne. Clothesline after it. Tag made. And Shane Thorne now the legal man in this one. Mighty have been looking mightily good, pun intended. Missed there, and all that Boston Crab going to be on that knee brace as well. The pain going to be surging through Shane Thorne right now. Can he get himself out of this hold? Yes, he can. Good escape of the Boston Crab there. Jason Jordan would have been hoping for something more out of it, no doubt about it. Great Falcon Arrow by Shane Thorne as well. Mighty have been training, you can tell. from how they are acting in this match, from the way they've been working as a tag team as well. Look at how they're closing off the ring. They're leaving Jason Jordan on the other side of the ring on a vertical sense. It's a longer distance for him to travel. Great lariat there. Followed through with it as well, and Jason Jordan hit the mat hard as a result of it. Jordan not exactly fighting back right now. In the turnbuckle we go. Tag made. What the Mighty got in mind here? They hoist Jason Jordan up in the air. Thunder Valley connects. Nick Miller in the cover. Gable sent over the top rope again. TM6-1 have achieved a huge win. Whoa. That. I wasn't ready for that. I honestly wasn't ready for that one. But it's happened. American Alpha walking off in defeat as TM6-1 celebrating victory. The Mighty with a huge win. Think about it. These two just beat the now former World Tag Team Champions. How huge a victory is that for TM6-1? The Mighty with the upset of the evening so far. And what an impact to be made. There is plenty to talk about with what we just saw there. But that may have to wait. We do have to move on here. More action on its way on Monday Night Raw. Coming up next, Sonya Deville going to go one-on-one against Carmella. We saw Deville's in-ring debut 2 weeks ago against, well, it was in that Battle Royal, which of course she didn't walk out the winner of. And then it was last week against Asuka, which she was battling hard in. The fight was going on, but in the end, of course, it was Rosemary who hit Asuka with a kendo stick, and as a result of it, damaged any chance of Sonya Deville's picking up a victory over the woman who went on to retain her Raw Women's Championship at Armageddon. Nevertheless, good opportunity for Deville here tonight. She goes one-on-one against Carmella. Mandy Rose at ringside for Deville, as Deville has been at ringside for Mandy Rose in her matches. And of course, with the hefty talking point coming out of Armageddon last night, the loss that Rosemary suffered again to Asuka, effectively ending Rosemary's near year-long grasp that she had on the top of the Raw Women's division. Now it's an open playing field for absolutely anyone and everyone. So you think about it, this is a great chance for people like Deville, Carmella, Gail Kim, AJ Lee, etc., 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 to get a chance to prove themselves here on what is a very competitive, but under Rosemary was a very dividing Raw Women's roster. There was the best, and there was everyone else. Now, that gap can kind of be closed up with Rosemary gone and Asuka on top of the division. Good start here by Sonya Deville, meanwhile, kicking the legs out from Carmella there and slamming her down with an amateur wrestling slam, essentially. Deville taking an early lead in this one. Look at this, Carmella unable to stay up on her feet in that moment. She was really taken off guard by it. Good work here by Sonya Deville in the early goings of this match, completely controlling Carmella so far. And there's the commentator's curse for the second night in a row shining through. Good counter from Mella, however. Oh, did you hear that shot from Carmella? Absolutely ruthless. No other way of putting it. Attempted shoulder attack in the corner. Counter. Bronco buster there by Carmella. Now I think this is a match where we can truly see what Sonya Deville is capable of here. We can see what Deville is going for in terms of in-ring talent, in terms of her resiliency, what she's got going for her. But let's, of course, not gloss over the fact that Carmella has a chance to prove herself here. We could have just done that exactly against with American Alpha and TM6-1. We wouldn't want two upsets happening. Deville looking for a sliding attack of some sort. Not really too sure what it was, but she didn't connect with it. Another forearm attempt loaded up there by Carmella. Countered. Side headlock takedown by Deville now. Good bit of work by Deville as well. Kept that side headlock in for a while. Carmella able to break it, but not before She had taken a lot of punishment from it. Shinlock applied now by Deville on Carmella. Carmella not going to give up there, with able to quickly get away out of that one. Hefty kick in the gut, however, by Sonya. Deville spear after it as well. Followed through with it as well, so there was no escape for Carmella from it. Another hard forearm in the face. Deville hits hard, but Carmella can chop. Certainly louder than anyone I've seen here tonight. Triangle armbar. Triangle armbar applied by Deville on Carmella here. Is this where victory could happen for Sonya Deville? Carmella has a chance to try and get out of it. And it looks like she will. God, that arm is bent straight there. That is dangerous for Carmella. She hung in there, though. Counter. Oh, and there's that roundhouse kick. The roundhouse kick by Deville. And it's over. Just like that, Sonya Deville is victorious on her debut on Monday Night Raw. Sorry, not her debut, but her first victory, however, on Monday Night Raw. That was her first chance to really showcase her talents, and she did just that with an easy win over a very off her game Carmella. Wait, look at this. Things haven't ended here. Deville from behind on Mella, attacking her after the bell. Mandy Rose just watching on as Carmella is a passenger and sent into the steel steps by Sonya Deville. My goodness, that is one almighty message to send here on Monday Night Raw. And speaking of messages, Monday Night Raw has got a big one lined up right now. She is a fighter. She never gives up, and she never gives in. She is the Pirate Princess. Insane elbow! She is Kairi Sane, and she comes to Raw next week. Oh, yes. Yes. Yes, indeed. Next week, Kairi Sane comes to Monday Night Raw. I can't wait. It's been a long time since we last saw her in action, and it's going to be a joy to see her competing once again. That is next week, though. As for tonight, it is time for our main event of the evening. Hirooki Goto against the villain, Marty Scurll. Goto, of course, 24 hours removed from a disappointing evening for him, with a very disappointing outcome. No longer the United States champion, Goto having lost it to Bobby Roode in a very surprising fashion. Roll-up, of all things, cost Goto that US title just off his guard, really. An amateur mistake, essentially, made by Goto, and it cost him in a huge, big match scenario. No longer the United States champion, no matter how long he had hunted for that title. At the end, it wasn't enough. Goto, though, looks to recover here tonight by beating seven... I was going to say 7 shades of shit, but I'm going to go with it anyway. By beating that amount into Marty Scurll in a disappointment, a fit of rage, and I also think in Goto's sense, a sense of loyalty towards the man atop Monday Night Raw. At the end of the day, no matter who you are, if you're a guy on Monday Night Raw who's getting cheered, you're a guy on Monday Night Raw who respects the man at the very top in Sting. And it was Scurll who showed absolutely no respect at all in that regard, and Goto is going to fight to represent Monday Night Raw in this regard, whereas the villain, of course, has always and will always fight to represent himself. It has been 2.5 months since I heard this music, but it has been 24 hours since we last saw this man returning to Monday Night Raw. It is none other than the villain, Marty Scurll. And my skin crawls at the sight of this man. Scurll is the living embodiment of everything wrong with Monday Night Raw. Because there pretty much only is one thing wrong with Monday Night Raw, and that is that Marty Scurll is on it. There used to be a time where I found the actions of Scurll entertaining, justified, right. those times have gone. Because Scurll was in a ring with Jinder Mahal, a man who everyone despises, and Adam Cole, a man who at that time I despised. Scurll was essentially the lesser of three evils. Now he is the evil of Monday Night Raw. And he is the man that does everything in his power to ruin this brand the only way he sees fit. And he has returned here to Raw. After what we saw last night at Armageddon, that move at the end of it, look at that Scorpion Death drop right away, just rubbing in everything he can. Scurll trying to get under people's skin as quickly as possible. But the move that Scurll flattened Sting with at the end of the evening, he told me that is the new bird of prey. The old one is gone. The new bird of prey is far more effective, as is the new Marty Scurll that we will see here tonight. Of course, 2.5 months out since losing that title, took some time to himself, and I wonder just what will happen here for Scurll this evening. Roll up by Goto, trying to bounce back from last night's defeat, but to no avail there. Big kick in the gut. Look at this now by Goto, striking away, forearm in the face off of Marty Scurll, and I do not oppose it. Matter of fact, I'm very much a fan of it. German suplex now, and Scurll hits hard. He's right back up to his feet. Super kick into the jaw of Goto there. And we are just waiting to see what Marty Scurll can do here in this ring right now. Counter the super kick there, did Goto. Scurll able to counter him back. Thrust kick in the gut by Goto there. Counter by Scurll. And now using the ropes and then kneeing. Goto right in the back. It is all about what Scurll can do here in this return that I'm paying attention to. If Goto could win here tonight, God, I would be so happy. I would be so happy to watch to see the reaction on Scurll's face, thinking he made a huge arrival last night with his return, and then just to be shut up 24 hours later by Hirooki Goto. That would change everything. Good counter by Scurll there. Float over DDT, connected with it. Goto down right now. And Scurll in position. Look at a strike. Super kick, no. Counter by Goto. Super kick this time by Scurll, however. He got that one. But Goto, truth be told, didn't care. Countered his way out of it as quickly as he possibly could. Hit that GTR, I'm begging you. Forearm in the face by Scurll, able to stop that one in his tracks. DDT it by him as well. Cover by Scurll, hoping to knock off Goto, not happening. And now Scurll wondering what he has to do to beat Goto. Oh my goodness, another hard super kick. Goto certainly seems off his game, I have to say it. He is not the same Goto that walked into Survivor Series and walked out with the US title. I think this is a little bit demoralized Goto. It's a bit of a shaken up Goto, and it's a Goto that can be exploited by the villain. Scurll up high, elbow drop misses. No luck with people going high risk here tonight on Raw, has to be said. Marty Scurll, what's going to do? Yeah, locking his head in between his legs and just driving it into the mat. No break there for Hirooki Goto. A vicious impact, but a great counter by him as well. Goto gets another forearm in his face for his troubles. Goto, though, just too quick for Scurll in that moment. Big lariat in the corner. Like I said, imagine what a victory would do here tonight for Hirooki Goto. It would change everything for him. And it wouldn't be Scurll we'd be talking about, it would be Hirooki Goto. And we could be on for Goto versus Scurll. Sorry, Goto versus Sting come the Royal Rumble. And Scurll maybe, I don't know, getting eliminated at number 8 in the Royal Rumble or something like that. Great counter by Goto. Oh! Leaping kick by Scurll there, and down goes Goto on the outside. Completely caught him off guard. Was not ready for that one at all. I think that has been something that has led to Scurll taking a big advantage in this match now. Lifts up. Oh no, here we go! Bird of prey! Bird of prey by Scurll to put away Goto! So close! Not close enough. Goto kicks at it too, and Scurll's got to be enraged with that. But he's going to go back to an old favourite for victory. Call back to the chicken wing. Crossface chicken wing on Goto. The arm closest to the ropes trapped. And Hirooki Goto has to tap out. Goto submits. And Scurll's return to Monday Night Raw is a victorious one. Goto was just slightly off his game. And Scurll used that to his advantage. Oh yes! You better run for your life, Marty Scurll! And you still won't run far enough! It is the Stinger! Sting on Scurll! Tombstone! Revenge! Oh so sweet for last night! And he looks down at the villain! And the villain is in for a ride he won't be forgetting! Sting in! Scorpion Death drop to Scurll! Thank you very much, Sting! May the battle between villain and vigilante commence again!